Hi everyone, I'm Michelle Kelly. Welcome to Be in the Change. I'm going to get started by reading my inspiration, actually reciting my inspiration. Our deepest fear is not that we're inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, which most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, and fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people will not feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine as children do. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It is not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give others permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. Marianne Williamson. I want to say welcome to everybody who's watching me for the first time, and welcome back to everybody who's been watching me, and thank you so much for being on this journey with me. You know, I am trying to be the change that I want to see. Last week I talked about my body and how, you know, there's a lot of trapped emotions and trauma and all kinds of stuff going on in my body, and I'm trying to work through it and release it. And even when I can't acknowledge things, it gets physical for me. So it forces me to have to deal with my life, and it usually comes out in my body to the point that it stops me dead in my tracks. So as I'm sharing this with you guys, I want to just let you know the thing I recite in the beginning from Marianne Williamson, I got that about 3 years ago at a Christmas party, and it took me a good 2 years after hearing that, deciding what that meant for me and how I started to talk out loud was because of hearing that. It gave me an idea of what I wanted to do, but it was a process. It took 2 years before I figured out what that meant for me, and about 2.5 years to figure out what direction I was going with and how I was doing that. And you know, when I was younger, a lot younger, when I was a teenager, I was a creative child, which I did not learn like everybody else. I always thought I was stupid, and reading books was really hard for me. Comprehension was very hard for me. And I just always believed I wasn't that smart. I needed to go to Votech, but I wasn't allowed to go because, you know, bad kids went to Votech. So what I have since found out, bad kids don't go to Votech. Creative kids go to Votech. And I should have been there. And, you know, at that time you were judged. And, you know, now we're all finding out not everybody learns the same. And that's one of the reasons why doing the videos are so much better for me than reading books. I learn by watching and by seeing and by hearing, but reading is not something that comes easy to me. So I reinforced for a long time that I wasn't that smart. And then when people would agree with me or say that back to me, I would be so hurt. And it didn't matter how many people thought I was smart or told me how smart I was. I had to do things that made me feel smart to prove that I was smart. So a few years ago, what ended up happening was I left my ex-husband. I never used to put anything together. I never thought I could. I either had to pay somebody, wait for somebody to help me, or start doing things on my own. And I started to do things on my own, and guess what came? My feeling of, I'm really smart. and I have figured out things that I never ever would have attempted on my own. And so that's what I just want to share with you guys is I've had to work through a lot of stuff. I don't tell people that I'm not smart anymore. I know I'm smart. And anybody who treats me like I'm stupid, they treat everybody like that, not me. And so I was sensitive for that subject, but I'm not anymore. And part of being the change and talking out loud, when I was a teenager, we used to write on bathroom stalls. Michelle was here. We'd put the date. Timestamp, defacing property that I was there. And now I am not in that space anymore. I don't want to deface property. I want to be a productive member of society, and I want to contribute. And part of being the change is showing you, Michelle was here, but instead of defacing property and doing negative things, that I want to let you all know that I am here. And when I was in Nashville a couple years ago, I get more information out of talking to people. So I was giving a guy a piece of gum. I was at BMI. And so anyway, he said to me, it's not who you know, it's who knows you. And that's what I've been doing. You know what I'm doing? I'm making myself known. So I'm not afraid anymore. And I want to be the change, and I want to be known. And I'm not afraid of that anymore. And I have all of you to thank. So thank you so much for everybody who's watching. If you're watching this on YouTube, please hit the thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And I will see you all next week. So stay tuned.